Okay, I've got the tea for what the most underrated pleasure point is for your sex life. You have to hear. After being in the intimacy space for going on 12 years, there's one thing I'm sure of is that there is no one size fits all when it comes to pleasure. But one thing I'm definitely sure of is that people are not exploring enough. What this means is that despite what mainstream media says, it's not just all about the clitter bell, the pen 15, the love tunnel. Use your imagination on all my code words because that's all TikTok lets me say. Those are not the only ways to reach the mythical O. We have to talk about your headlights. Nip play is so underrated. It is an underestimated extreme erogenous zone for so many people. And there are literally infinite ways to stimulate these to give you that boosted O. Okay, let's go. Now you might be thinking like, oh, I already know how to do it. Okay, and so was I. But there are so many different techniques to boost that O that you might not even know about. Okay, not just like flicking or like swirling or like we're not just like playing a little fiddle. Because if you're currently looking at this saying like, hey, you know what, it's just not for me, it could be for you. You just might not have experimented properly. Which if you're like, who the hell are you? What makes you the nip expert? My name is Jen Kelly, and I've been in the intimacy space for going on 12 years, and I help people not only have stronger O's in the bedroom, but feel more confident outside of the bedroom in the relationships and rekindle that fire to be more in a better space intimately, okay? So that's me. Hit that plus button if you want all my tips and tricks. Now, back to the headlights. Number one, best way to start, best practice, start with finger play. You're gonna start with slow circular motion. And once you determine the body's how it feels, the sensation and stimulation of the area, then you can experiment with pressure, pinches, duration, you kind of get the picture there. But here's the kicker. Use a lubrication. Here's the kicker. You want to use a lubrication on that sensitive spot, okay? It's sensitive. Much like the 8 to 12,000 nerve endings that are up here, down there on the clitoris bell. You don't want a dry touch here. People are sleeping on using a little bit of personal moisturizer on that sensitive area on the headlights. Use a personal moisturizer, okay? Because that's gonna prevent unwanted chafing, which is where so many people are stop. Nip play's not for me. It does not feel good. If you add extra moisturizer, especially a non-water-based one, try a silicone one, it's going to increase that sensation. Number two, then you can move to the mouth, okay? The warmth from a partner's mouth is going to increase the blood flow to that area, which is in turn going to strengthen the chance of having the nippo. Not to mention, that's where you increase sucking and blowing and biting. And you can also opt for a flavored personal moisturizer there, and especially when it's going to warm up a little bit. Which, by the way, I have both of these things right on my shop. I even have them in a nip specialized package. And then third thing, add a little bit of vibration or even a little bit of pleasure or even a little bit of both. What this is going to do is it's going to add different sensations to boost up the pleasure factor. By adding a clamp, it's going to increase the pleasure by increasing pressure and blood flow in the sensitive spot of the nip. By using something that's going to buzz, it's going to increase the sensation by doing just that. And of course, you can always use household items like ice cubes, laundry clips, so on and so forth. But if you're looking to really spice it up, you have to check out my curated intimacy shop right in my bio. Who's ready to get their nip on?